Good morning, my beautiful people. How are we doing? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Firefly, what's going on? Welcome. Yeah, we're introducing a little bit of intro music back into the mix. It'll just be like a mixed bag. Some days it will be, like a bit of a beat. Sometimes it'll be a little bit of jazz. Sometimes it'll be a little bit relaxation kind of vibes. Depends how we're feeling on the day. To be honest, I got a playlist. I just hit shuffle and see what happens. How are we all doing? Are we all good? Got us pumped. So, we just cancelled out this order right here. We just cancelled it out. It's such a shame. Now, something I really want you guys to be aware of, right, is where we sit right now in terms of conditions within the market. Now, what do I mean by that? What I mean is where we are right now in terms of the year. We have the US president, which is being changed very soon. We have some high impact news events, which are coming up that coincide with that. We've also got the inflation tomorrow. We've got the jobless claims. We've got retail sales. We've got a lot of GB news. Let me show. You know what? Let me just show you guys. We got a little bit of everything, right? Coming up to Friday. So we don't have the best market conditions to be trading within right now. Now again, that's not me saying we're not going to take any trades. That's me saying be realistic when you have expectations of a setup. Okay? So just be aware that there isn't always going to be a setup for you, but just know when they come that you should be executing or putting your orders as you would normally. Being aware of the current conditions and the situation within the market in terms of where pricing is, what's happening currently. It's always going to be well worth knowing that. Now, I've just noticed there is a typo in the title of this live stream, so I'm going to change that. Cool. Right. Apart from the NAS 100 setup, we had a Aussie dollar setup yesterday. Now, I think one of the biggest things for you guys is not necessarily learning a system and applying it. That, of course, has a big defining factor behind it. But one of the biggest elements is having your own discretion and knowledge. The only one who doesn't hear your voice today. Can we do a voice check right now? If you can hear my voice, then drop us a little comment in the chat. Let me know. How are we sounding? Hopefully clear. Voice plus, all clear. Okay, cool. That's fine. I'm guessing it must be on your end, my friend. Welcome, by the way. I am good. Not that you'll be able to hear me right now if you're having audio issues. So, one of the key points is going to be understanding the discretionary side of a system. Now, this doesn't mean deviation. You can hear now. Perfect. So there's a difference between deviation and discretion. Having discretion within a setup is going to be you defining to yourself if something like, for example, the high that was ran here, if this is going to be a valid area that conditions will actually allow you to trade with them. Now, we know that rules will be met consistently, but you could have those rules met at times when trading is not actually going to be feasible. Now, for example, one of those examples is here, where if we look at the time, not that you guys can see that, it's 9:15. Okay, so this is 9:15, meaning that we are 45 minutes away from market close. When anyone that has looked at a brokerage or looked at a platform, during market close would know that you have, in large spreads, slippage. You have incorrect data being given in some brokers' forms, because the market is technically closed. It's only actually open to after hours trading. Now, after hours trading itself is something that we are never going to have access to, and you will never have access to. So making sure that you understand that, okay, we're 45 minutes away from trading close here, which means we've got to give at least 15 minutes for a new candle to form, then at least another 15 minutes for another candle to form, and then at least another 15 minutes for our entry to be given, which gives you your 45 minutes, which means you'll be taking a trade on market close. So yesterday when this high was taken, we actually gave out a little warning with it. And the warning read as followed. Aussie dollar swept the high here, but we are 1 hour off of market close. I won't be trading this. I'd advise you to let it run as well. And again, this isn't because we are not following our rules. But it's because we understand that sometimes rules are going to be met. Well, they actually weren't fully met here. But you're going to understand sometimes rules are going to be met and it's not going to be feasible to trade that. Now, another thing is understanding that time between your entry and the tap into that entry is going to also dictate to you whether you're going to be getting into that trade or not. So understanding the discretionary points within the rule set are going to help a lot. But most of the time, you are going to be fully aware of what you're seeing anyway. So you're not going to have to put too much thought into should I, shouldn't I, what's the deal here. Now, we took out this high this morning, and this is another great example of a discretionary point. So there's actually been 3 examples here of understanding the rules, but also understanding when to execute and when not to. Right here, okay, we swept the high. Awesome. We know we're seeing a liquid transfer here. Price runs away. Brilliant. But look at where the area is formed. The area is formed right here. Now, immediately, when we get a little money out alert, we go, ooh, trade time. Let's get it. Turns out, we can't actually trade that at all. Because of the fact that we're using our understanding of liquidity highs and entry, this is going to give you an absurdly large trade. Absurdly large. And I don't mean large as in large return. I mean large as in pips. If you're collecting pips, awesome. It's going to look amazing on paper when you have a 50, 60 pip closeout. But the relevance is, and this is again why a lot of streamers and traders that post signals, this is why I don't do the whole pips secured, because the amount of pips you secure is totally dependent on how large your stop is. If you secure, let's say we've got a tiny little one, you secure, let's say 3 pips, it's still a 1 to 2, right? Or if you have a ginormous stop and you secure 3 pips, it's a 0.2 RR. So securing pips is not going to be relevant in terms of what you see. So don't fall for the whole 200 pips secured, signal service BS, because it's always going to be, well, what's the actual risk reward? That's what we need to worry about. But this risk reward right here is not going to be feasible for us. Trading from here to here is awesome. If we see another setup, then we can take that. But it's giving us less than a 1 to 3. So we're going to avoid that. And of course, Unfortunately for us, that's 100 never tagged us in. But if we were in that, we'd be aiming for this low here, which is going to give you a 14R. That's pretty juicy right there. That's pretty juicy. Like I said, we have a lot of things coming up fundamentally. So the markets are in a pre-pricing stage. They're sort of stagnant, waiting for movement to come in. You can see we're tracking the entries. So always be aware. Right, let me see what's going on with the beats right now. Cool, right. Hopefully the music's not too loud for you guys. It's just like subtle in the background. That's what I was trying to get. You know, it's hard to tell though. Or you guys might not be able to hear it actually. Might be so subtle. It's not meant to be listened to anyway. It's just meant to fill the gap in between me saying things. It's just meant to be a very, very subtle background noise. So next setups to come out, we did actually have this, which is also a no tag, and also comes back to the same thing, right? Here or here is your target, 1R or 3R. To be fair, 3R. If this had come back, we would have been in this, but it's been too long now for price running up through the highs here. Now, again, if you're trading a lower time frame, you would have captured that move. Awesome. But we're trading the 15-minute here. So if it gives it to us, great. If it doesn't, so be it. So we're going to get... So every single week, we are going to post the total trades given. Whether they're stop loss, whether they're TP, whatever they are, you're going to see them. And again, this is what I've said before. I could post a broker version of this and show you the trades being traded. But what is the relevance of that? If you can't analyze the market correctly, me showing you the amount of money you could make or whatever really doesn't serve any purpose to you, except for the fact it's going to make you trade before you're ready. Remember, trading is a personal thing. It's individual people doing the individual setups. Unless you're running automated. But Orion is not automated yet, so that is not technically possible. Now, we do also have oil. We gave this out in our free setups. And we said we're looking for longs out of here. Look at the lows collecting across here. The only one it took out was here, and it gave us a 1 to 12, I think. Yeah, that one there, right? The only low it took out, we got a 1 to 13 out of it. So, the same thing happening. We're waiting for the lows to be ran. Now, we will actually update this. We'll update this. And if we form another 4-hour candle next to here, so we've got obviously a while. If we form another one there, this will become a low as well. Again, this is what I said before. When you're using a system like Orion, having a pre-established idea of, oh, this could happen, or this might happen, or this, it really serves no purpose, because you're pretty much spending time guessing about something that you will know the answers to if it actually gives you any sort of relevance, and if it actually is going to give you an entry. If it's not going to give you an entry, why spend time pre-analyzing it, trying to predict something that is going to show itself anyway? That's another thing that a lot of you guys, and I know a lot of my members in the Discord, and some of you guys here on YouTube, you've managed to master quite well, which is being able to walk away from the charts, understanding that if you just set a couple of simple alerts, you will know what is happening. So hopefully everyone's week's good so far. I know we're only Tuesday, but you know, we'll see. This was from last week. Put that over here. So far this week we actually have. You know what? Let's copy this across because we have 2 trades given. No, sorry. That was never a setup. This, so at the moment we have 1 no entry. 1 trade. Oh, 1 no entry. Okay. Until we get a new alert go off, we chilling. We literally chilling. Oh, I keep getting alerts. I keep getting alerts of NAS 100 running through short-term lows. I mean, that's running 2.5 right now. What's going on, Void? Hope you're well, my friend. Oh, if only that had tagged us in, guys. Oh. God damn. So remember, guys, if you are new to the stream, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like button. We appreciate all the love and support. If you're not new to the stream, you already know the drill. Share it, like it, say hi. You don't have to, obviously. Join the Discord community. If you want to get yourself a funded account, you can use the link down below. If you want to use our validated broker, you can also do that through Ross-rfx. Very good brokerage. Quick withdrawals. Quick deposits. I think everyone's quick deposits though, right? Consistent spread, consistent market conditions. All very good. The flu got me in bed for a long time. Brother, that's no good, man. That's no good. You know what I always do, right? Whenever I get ill, I always go to a remedy, which you can look this up. Don't just take my word for it. It's going to sound ridiculous and it doesn't taste great, but it does the job. It tastes better than most medicines. And that is onions cut up into a jar and then fill that jar with honey. Leave it for 6 hours, 12 hours, and then take the honey by the teaspoon. Give it a mix up before you do, and take the honey by the teaspoon. And I promise you now, that will sort you out in like a day. Orion gave 5-minute setup on gold. Let's see. I can already see it. I'm pretty sure I can already see it. Is it run of this low right here? Well, let's go 5-minute. We'll see. Oh. Oh, baby. Sheesh. Yeah, nice. Love it. We love to see it. And the relevance is always the same. Yeah, check it out for sure. Like I say, don't just take my word for it. Have a little look on the internet. It's like a well-known remedy, but obviously it's not like publicized on a major basis anymore because it means somebody's losing out on selling a cough product to you or selling a flu product to you. But onions and honey, definitely have a look. Sounds disgusting. Kind of is. But it's well worth it. That's awesome. Love that. So gold at the moment sitting between the pre-established liquid highs that we have and the clusters of liquidity at the base. Now we of course are biased long on this. So we want to see price action giving us an entry. Now of course it doesn't have to come down there. It can create a new low and we will trade it from that point. It doesn't matter where it positions itself as long as it gives us something that aligns with our biasing. And like Void said there, he's using 5-minute. That's great. What type of sweep points in 4 hour? We could mark some POIs, or do we mark each and every recent swing point as POI? So generally, what I will do, if I turn off Orion and turn off the entry levels, turn off money in, money out, I'll show you. Go to the 4 hour. What I will mark is just anything that's in a realistic range. Anything that's in a realistic range, right? So here, that's your only target. So we'd mark that. Then we'd have this high and this high. And apart from that, you don't need to mark anything else. Because when are you going to need to mark it? We're going to need to mark it when it becomes relevant. So unless price comes up, takes this, and comes down, we have no trade. Unless it makes a new high, we have no trade, which you will mark. Then, for example, if it puts in a new low, we'll have it marked. So, I mean, 2 highs or lows in place will be perfect. The only reason why we go back to gold, I believe it was, and you can see all of the points I have marked, is because it's an indicator. But you can generally, like here, right, max lines, turn that right down to like 9 or 8. And then it will only mark 8 above and 8 below. Now, the only reason I run it at like 20 is because you can have something like this, right? You can have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's say there was another one, right? 7, 8. Then you'd have this high, and they wouldn't be marked. But that's because it's an indicator. It doesn't understand the logic. Whereas as a human, you will know that I need to mark the exposed. Yeah. So don't worry too much about marking every single thing. Just worry about the relevance. Ask yourself, can price get there and be useful to me? If the answer is yes, then mark it. Really, you only need one high or low either side. One to hit, one to target. But we always know that it's worth having an extra one in place, right? It sounds like a Christmas song. We don't want to listen to that. Of course, dude. Of course. No problem at all. You know it's really no problem. So, like I say, apart from the setup here, which didn't tag us in, we actually don't have anything else on the radar right now. We're just sort of chilling, waiting for something to pop up. And we've got all of our alerts set. Also, here's a little trick for you guys. If you have the money in, money out indicator, right? You can do 2 different pair lists. Okay. So you can do 2 different lists on here. For example, you can have, oh, not add symbol, sorry. You can have 2 different lists on here, right? And you see how I've got like, well, you can't actually see. Let me see if this, okay, that don't make a difference. So you got 2 sets of pairs, or 3 or 4 sets of pairs. Let's say that you have bearish pairs and you have bullish pairs. Again, this is just purely for example. You have bearish and bullish. If you put these into their own list and you put these into their own list, you can then set an indicator for your list rather than for the pair. Very useful little feature that TradingView have added. So for example, if we go, was it this one? Yeah, look, see right here? It says create alert on list. So if I click here, you can do, for example, your bullish pairs or your bearish pairs. And then you can have condition, Orion, money in, money out. And then you can put money in or money out. And you can set your intervals. Yeah. So it's pretty useful little trick. because then you don't have to have individual setups marked. You can just have all of the marks. Now, be aware, you may have alerts going off that don't give relevance to what you're actually trying to sell or buy. But if you know it's the time of day I'm looking for buys or sells, I can set an alert on that. Set it for the 15 minute, for example. Brilliant. It's only going to go off once every 15 minutes. At most. So let's just have a little look through some of our pairs. Now, I heard on the grapevine that Bitcoin's dropping down a little bit. That's a lie. It's literally going bullish. These were the setups we were discussing yesterday. Let's see here. Now, these solid lines that aren't dispersing properly, these are daily lows. Again, it's in development, so it's not always going to look as pretty as it should, right? We are working on Orion. We are honestly putting in a lot of work to get it to be exactly what it should be for you guys. And once it's automated, it's going to change, honestly, a whole load. It is going to change so much. So also we're going to be doing some FX replay live streams with the VIPs in the Discord very soon. We're just setting up our FX replay account. Suppose we're bullish. There's potential bearish gap being formed on the daily time frame. What do we do? Should we skip the pair for that day, or would you continue the bullish bias setup? This is a good question. This is something that we have discussed several times in the Discord. Now, personally, I will trade through it. Now, the reason for that is because if we go to, I can't remember what pair it is. I don't think it's NAS 100. Is it UChef? It might be UChef. 1 second, let me see. Yes, it's UChef. So, for example, when that daily candle opened, it opened here, right? So the candle started forming there. Which means we have a bearish gap here. But, come down to the 4 hour, and we swept out 3 lows, sorry, not 3 highs. 3 lows, right? Go down to the 15 minute, and that's where that absolute banger entry comes from. So if we'd have skipped this day, we wouldn't have caught this long setup here on UChef. Now, I do believe it comes down. Yeah, close to, and then goes high. Yeah. But we wouldn't have caught that. We would have been looking for a possible bearish switch, and it never comes. Now, there are going to be days when the gaps do form. But I would always just be aware of this. How close to market close are we? What is the probability of price leaving this gap open or closing it? So, for example, we'll go back to the daily. And I'll redo this. 1 second. Let's go back to here. Let's say we've opened up. Oh, I always do that. We've opened up here, right? And we have our candle. Absolutely awful candle. I do apologize. Our candle doing its thing in here, right? And we've got a gap, and this could potentially go bearish. Now, excuse me. Now, because of this, we have to ask ourselves a couple of questions. And the questions, like I said, are how long do we have left on this candle? And what is the probability of it closing this gap? Well, if it's already moved a fair amount for the day and we've got no fundamentals coming up, is it that likely that price is going to come all the way back up and close this gap? If you answer that question, you say no, I would just simply avoid setups that are given to you during that time period that you're saying to yourself, probability is this gap is going to stay open now. But if you're at the beginning of the day, you've got a whole day's price action ahead of you, you could easily close that gap and bias would remain bullish. So just be open with it, and by all means, if you want to skip the day, skip the pair, you can do that. It's going to be down to you. But personally, I don't, because some of the best setups are given after a big drop because everyone starts selling. So Firefly, I'm looking for British pound US dollar at least push up to 13500. Before going deeper, what do you think? Well, I'll show you exactly what I think. That's US 23500. So you're looking around the midpoint of here, right? So in between these two major liquid points. I think that's very feasible. But the fact that we have a high here and a high here tells me that there may be a sweep of short-term liquid instead of a sweep of long-term. Now, of course, long-term is preferable. But again, you've got to ask yourself the same question. If a setup's going to be delivered today, what is the probability of price expanding all the way up to here and then giving us that? Not that high. Of course, you could see price push up, and then come down again, not within a given amount of time, which I think could be possible as well. I think if a setup's given today, though, we will spike above here and then we will drop, taking out the only target low that we have in place. That's my opinion. But there is no reason why you can't look for price to come up to your level that you've said, which is 3,500. No reason for price not to come up there. I would personally just focus on these 2 points, but again, that's just the setup I'm using. And this is another beautiful thing about Orion as well. If you ever want to look back and you think, right, how consistently is it giving us entries or giving us the scenario we want to see? Just go back and look at the 4-hour highs, for example, and how often do they get taken out and price sells? How often do they get taken out? Price sells. Come over here. How often do they get taken out? Price sells. How often do they get taken out? That one isn't a very good one. Price messes around for a little while there, and then it sells. Same thing here. Price takes it out, sells. Same thing here. Price takes out the highs, sells. Yeah. It's going to do it pretty consistently, but it's not happening every day. In backtesting data, if you backtest the system properly, you will see around a 0.2 trade per day percentage coming out, which is a trade every 3 days, give or take. Bitcoin, when gold hit 2751, it will top, and that secret sauce. Gold hit 2751 up here. 2751. Let's see, we better go and look at these. Hope we have a scary drop on EU and GU. Yeah, I think we will. I think we are due a drop. It's already prepping up, in my opinion, to drop off heavily. So let's go look at the... Okay, that doesn't help us because it's a high and we're bullish anyway. But again, even when the entries aren't given, look at the move. Look at the move. I don't know what the fuck this tune is. We need to change this. This makes me want to rip my ears out. Of course, no problem at all. No problem at all. And like I've always said, do not hesitate to ask. I'll always give you my opinion. This is something as well that I noticed a lot of my students coming to me and saying like, oh, I've been in people's live streams before, or I've asked people questions before, and they're getting like ridiculed for it, you know. But you know, I always think it's one of those. If you come to me with an idea that you have belief in and you have evidence to back up that belief, that's completely up to you. If you choose to trade the system I teach, awesome. If you choose to trade a completely different system, that's also cool. Hit TP on gold, back to bed. Go on, get out of here. Get back to bed. Get some honey and lemons on the boil. No, you don't have to. You don't actually have to heat them up. Just leave them to stew. That's cool. Let's see. Yeah, nice. I see that run. That's beautiful. Beautiful stuff. That's 100 also dumping away there. Such a shame. The other pair was UJ, right? We're bullish on this as well, so that doesn't help us either. If anyone got a question in discretionary trading with Orion, you can find me on Discord, Pip Surfing. Appreciate it, my dude. Appreciate it. Yeah, so if anyone didn't see that already, Void is in the Discord using Orion in a discretionary manner, which of course is not for everyone, but it is for some people. So if it's the kind of thing for you, jump in the Discord and say hi. I'm sure it'll help you out in any way he can. So we had one BE, one stop loss here yesterday. No highs swept since then. Sorry, no lows swept since then. GJ, nothing. We're just chilling right now. Now, again, this, if you look at Euro, we actually had a setup here. We ran the liquid highs. And then we have this area given, right? But this is too long. This is too long to trade back out of there. Too long. Now, by all means, if you want to go back and test the theories of, I'm just going to leave an order in, or I'm just going to do this, I'm just going to do that, go back and test it. I literally actively encourage you to come back with data and to show us something and say, this works really well, let's do this. And I will happily employ the same rules if your data is there to back it up. Again, that's the setup right there. That would be your target. Honestly, I hope it doesn't dump down to there because it's kind of annoying that we didn't get that trade. But there's going to be a lot of scenarios when if you leave an entry in for that long, it won't give you a trade. Looks like we're getting a big old dump right now, though. So remember, guys, if you need backtesting software, then FX Replay is the software for you. You can find it with a link down below. Of course, it's completely free, but if you do choose to spend money, then you will be able to get 15% off using the code PIPSURFING. I think... Also, guys, new office. New office is possibly on the cards. New office is possibly on the cards. Honestly, there's nothing wrong with the office I have right now, but it's location. New office, possibly inbound. But we'll see. Nothing is certain yet. Nothing is 100%. But if we get a new one, we'll probably give you guys a little tour. So guys, remember, every single setup you see is given to me through a discretionary, non-discretionary rule set that you can apply with relative ease using the same understanding that the Discord community members use day in, day out. That is the Orion trading system. Remember, the Keep It Simple playlist is there. If you guys want to go and watch the Keep It Simple playlist, you can. Completely free. Excuse me. I've just had an alert saying YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Can we confirm this? Are we having buffering issues right now? Hopefully not. Okay, so remember guys, we have alerts set. We will know when something comes. We will know. We have alerts set. The reason we have alerts is because then we don't have to spend hours and hours and hours on the charts. Now, of course, when I'm live with you guys and I'm sitting here and I'm explaining things, we are on the charts. But in reality, when that live stream stops, I'm either doing something with my family, I'm at home relaxing, I'm working on something else. I'm not sitting on the charts hunting setups all day long because that's not a realistic way to trade. Realistic way to trade is have a system like Orion, which gives you your daily bias, it gives you your levels to look to trade from, and it gives you the area you want to trade from as well. So you can have everything as a push notification on your phone, or if you're like me and you wear a smartwatch, it comes through to the smartwatch. And because we're trading a 15-minute time frame, as long as you see the low level swept entry, for example, you have at least 15 minutes to get your next alert, which is going to be sell or buy, depending on what your bias is, right? So it's all there for ease of use. It's not there for, excuse me, hyper scalping, super duper, trade every second of the day. It's there to give you a realistic way of being able to negotiate what the real world throws at you, which is generally 9 to 5, and things come up. And then of course being able to manage any trades that you may actually get involved in as well. The real world trading system. Based off of course, my real world experience with large investment firms. If you want to go and see pictures of me floundering around the Middle East in a suit, then you can by following me on Instagram or following me on, what's that called? What's that website called? What's that professional site called? LinkedIn. That's it, LinkedIn. But if you don't want to, that's fine. You can just listen to the subtle sounds of my beautiful voice over this YouTube live stream on a Tuesday afternoon. This is kind of made me laugh because obviously as well, for anyone that's new here, when I say things like that, I am being ridiculous. I'm not being serious. But I actually had someone, I don't know, maybe 3-4 months into my streaming, say to me, "You should do audiobooks." I said, "Sorry?" They were like, you should do audiobooks. You've got a really good voice for it. I personally couldn't think of anything fucking worse than listening to me read you a book badly for 3.5 hours. And I also don't think that's something I'd want to do. But it surprised me that somebody thought, yeah, this guy's voice is nice to listen to. I think I've got the most nasally, not nice voice in the world. Again, please don't tell me otherwise because I will not agree with you. That's because I have a major deviated septum, so I can't breathe through my nose 95% of the time. It's good times. I also can't smell my dinner when I get home. So that's... Oh, and it also helps when the baby poos, because then I kind of can't smell that either. But trust me, I can. That is one thing I am very, very aware of. Okay, let's get a little game going. Let's get a little game going. I think it's about time, right? We need something along the lines of let's see. What did we play before? Queens. Wordle was a bit of a hit and miss, to be honest. Wordle. Okay. Oh god, it started already. Holy. Jeez. 1 second. Okay, we're just going to adjust the screen here. You guys will be able to see the queen setup as well. Cool. There we go. Alright, you can see what's going on. So for anyone that doesn't know what queens is, you have to get, it's kind of like Sudoku but without numbers. You have to get one in every horizontal line and one in every horizontal line. But they can't be more than one. And in this game, you also have to get one in each colour. So let's just straight away put one there. The reason I say that is because this is the only colour that shares the same line as this middle area, which is orange. But orange takes up most of the thing. Okay, so it means that we're going to put this probably around here. This can go here. That can go there. Okay, let's get this rocking then. No, what am I doing? Yeah, so see how straight away that needs to change now to, that has to go here. That's going to have to go here. Cool. So we now only have 3 colors left to fill. And those 3 colors are, I don't even know what you'd call that. Red, orange, brown. It's in between. Your grey and then your sort of skin tone colours. Or cartoon skin tone, if you were. Now I'm seeing here, which looks pretty good. But it can't be there. It can't be there either. Ooh, yeah, this could be a sticky one. Unless we like that, and then we can go no, I'm dreaming. We can't do that. Okay. We can't go here, we can't go here, so it's gonna have to be here. This is gonna have to be here. We only have one left. The horizontal line is here. And that's not gonna work. Why? Damn. Okay, this has to remain, and so does this. The reason I say that is because we're playing within a plane here. I don't know if you guys can see that. No, you can't. We're playing within a plane of price action going very, very sideways. And we're playing within the Queen's game of 1, 2, 3. So let me change this 1 second. Let me change this to a screen so you can actually see me drawing. Hold up, hold up. Cool, I'm just going to adjust the sizing. Oh. Okay, cool. Perfect. Okay, right. We have this. Let's make that thicker. See the way that that whole area, only grey. It can only be grey that fills that gap because grey doesn't have any other lines to fill, right? If you haven't played this game already, it's on LinkedIn and it's a very good brain warm-up. Like if you're looking at the charts, you're feeling a bit foggy, you're feeling a bit slow, jump on Queens. Queens is a good one. Okay, so the same thing then goes for this. Because we know we can't go here. Move my pen across 1 second. We know we can't go here, here, or here because it's taken up by that. So we have to stay here. So this and this, both of these two, this and this, they have to stay where they are. Meaning that this whole area becomes blocked off. Also that becomes blocked off and that becomes blocked off. So we now have to negotiate the rest of them. Now we only have one left. We only have one color left. And that color is whatever you'd call this, like skin tone, right? But as I explained, every time you have one of these, it blocks up, it blocks down, and it blocks sideways. Alright? So it means that this is the only space that we can have, but when you place it here, you'll see you can't place them next to each other. Which gives you a bit of a dilemma. Where do you move everything to? Well, as soon as you start shuffling things, that's when you start having problems. Remember, any of the trading stuff, we have alerts for all of that. If anything goes on, we will know. So don't worry about the fact that we're playing a game right now. Don't worry about that. We will know if any alerts go off. So we're trying to find the gap for the last one. We also know we can't touch this and we can't touch this. Can't touch this. Let's just clear off this, this, and this right now. We're going to start from the top. From the bottom, we're going to work our way up. So with this, I'm more inclined to say that we're going here, right? So that means that we can use either of these. We're going to go here for now, and we'll see what happens with that. This, we have free range. We can only go here, here or here. So we're going to go for the lower point. I also realized we can't use this. Why? Well, this fills that gap. This fills that gap, meaning that we can't put anything in the grey. So we have to use here. Has to be used. Then that frees up this. Okay. Now we have this that's free. And we have this that's free. We don't have that that's free. I'm talking out my backside. Okay, we can go here, here, and then we can go... Oh, why are you doing that to me? I'm literally just like spam guessing this now. Right, so it has to be here. And then here. Which gives you that, but I can't go that because this is here. Right. Oh, that's a tricky one, that one. That is a tricky one. This is restricted to 2 different columns. If I move this up, it clashes with this. We're on 8 minutes. We're 9 minutes in. I think the quickest I've done one of these is like 60 seconds. Okay, so boom, boom, boom. I think we need to find a space for this orange one, don't we? Let's just, we'll say here. 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 No, not here. So that can't be the space. It has to go here, somewhere along here. So that means that this has to be here. Here or here. That turns that into this. That means that that has to go here. That can only go there. I'm pretty sure we're back at where we were. We are. See, the logical mind is not it's not paying dividends here. It's actually doing the opposite. Right. Apart from these, start fresh. Scrap it. Okay, so we can't go on the sides. That's what these crosses are for, by the way, if you're wondering. Like so. Okay, there or there. Again, I feel like it doesn't actually help having these. Remember, it's important for you guys to do the same thing here. If nothing's happening on your time frame and your setup, find something to do. Whether it's something productive, whether it's something counterproductive, it doesn't really matter as long as you're just not consistently hunting setups, because that's where your human desires are going to come into play. And you're going to start to see things that aren't actually happening. That's why it's good to have everything on an alert basis. Unless that alert pops up on your screen, do nothing. Doctor, do nothing. Okay, so you can see this is starting to whittle down here. We go down to here, and then we're going to have to come here. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. This is back at where we were before. We literally have nowhere that we can go. Which is, honestly, pretty damn frustrating. Probably help if I'm good at the game. That'd be much better, right? Oh, look at that. Even that is a great example of, you could just take the, when it was down here, like 1 to 4, and be done for the day. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Chilling. Absolutely chilling. Okay. Back onto here. Undo all of that stuff. Get it off the screen. We don't want to see it. Cool, that will do. Right, we're going to take a different approach. We're going to go sideways across. We know this has to go here, and this has to be on here somewhere. So we're going to go sideways across. So these two are taken. Go here or here. Let's go here. That means we're going to go run that. Why is that on? We're going to run that to there. Cool. That's going to leave this space open. This is a very full-on tune again. This is called chicken noodle soup. Very appropriate. If I don't say so myself. So guys, I got a question for you. If you eat pizza, what 3 toppings are you choosing to have on that pizza? It tells you a lot about a person, what they have on their pizza. So I would like to know what you guys choose on your pizza. 3 toppings. You have 3 toppings. Go. Cheese is not including as one of those toppings. That's just a standard. Okay? I am an absolute pizza fiend. If it's not your thing, that's fair enough. But if you like pizza, I want to know what you have. Now I'll tell you what I have on mine. Also, the reason I said that is because I'm getting a little bit hungry. I've been slacking on my daily fasting. Here. What in the Nintendo 64 is this? Okay, that's covered. That's covered. Parma ham, rocket garlic. Okay, mushrooms, green peppers, and hot peppers. Interesting, guys. Interesting. Mushrooms, green peppers, and hot peppers. That is definitely a very out there pizza. I've never ever sort of seen or heard that one before. Parma ham, rocket garlic. Very civilized, Bjorn. Wouldn't expect anything else. Now, for me, I don't. This is probably very outlandish compared to your. I mean, you guys are very civilized. Very civilized. I go with the pepperoni, which is pretty basic. It's like the most basic of toppings. Pepperoni, black olives, and jalapenos. Could be a Canadian thing. Possibly. Pepperoni, black olives, jalapenos. Or jalapenos. However you want to pronounce it. Honestly, sounds kind of nice though. Same time. I love mushrooms, love green peppers, love hot peppers. Parma ham, rocket garlic. I feel like I've had that before. It's like a restaurant pizza. Okay, right. Queens. Pissing me off. Pissing me right off. Right, we're going to go here. Then we're going to put this here. Then we're going to go ba-bomb. We done it. We done it. Yes, sir. Yeah, it's off the menu. Hey, see? 17 minutes to solve. That is dismally bad. Absolutely dreadful. Okay, Queens is going to become a daily feature on the stream. I think it's just a good one. Love those jalapenos. Yes, you know it. Now, talking of spicy food, when I went over to my dad's on Boxing Day, which is like a yearly tradition, it's something that we do. Let's just get rid of this. When we done that, he gifted me with a jar of pickled onions, which is very not like that makes it sound really weird. Not like he wrapped it up and gave me pickled onions. He'd made pickled onions and he had a load in his cupboard. He was like, "Oh, do you want some?" I was like, "Yeah." He went, "Oh, you might want these." chili pickled onions. Like, my mouth is watering thinking about them right now. They are the best. They are the best. I mean, don't get me wrong. Pickled onions are a bit of a hit and miss. It's one of those where you either do or you don't. But, whew, they were mighty good. I didn't realise how long it took also to make anything pickled. He said that they'd been in the jar for like 9 months. Which is an absurd amount of time. Imagine if it took 9 months just to make a sandwich. You'd die of hunger before you got it. Okay, so is everyone in the Discord? Or are you not a fan of Discord? You don't want to join the Discord? You don't really like the idea of it, etc. Or is everyone in there? Hopefully everyone's in there. And if you're not, you can find the link for it down below. So remember, every Sunday, we give out our Sunday markup. And the Sunday markups are for Euro and Gold. Now, they're pretty basic, but they give you a really good, clear understanding of what we're looking at for the week. They also feature the Orion indicator in the top right, so you can see what price action should be doing, okay? Now, I'm actually going to go back to the 12th. Not the 12th, sorry. The one before the 12th. The 6th. The 5th. And just have a look at how easy of an understanding this becomes. Again, I'm not saying trading's easy. I've never said that. Applying a system can be easy. Getting the entries can be easy. But actually trading it, managing it, the setups, all that kind of stuff can be the difficult part. Now, when we play this, look at the way that price action comes into these and just sinks. Such a beautiful move. Gives you a clear area you want to sell from, a clear area you want to target, and the move runs so beautifully. And again, we're looking for the same thing this week, but this week, unfortunately, we had the scenario that I spoke about down here, which is here creating here, wait, where is it? Alternatively, we reach our target first, right? And obviously the target's here. When we play this, we reach the target first. So it kind of rejigs the whole thing. You know, this target is going to move down. You guys obviously know this. This target is going to be here now. The entry is still here, but it's also here. And it gives us a different thing. But the same scenario and same outcome is what we're looking for, which is a run and a run. Or a run and a run. Yeah? So remember, it doesn't ever actually change. The only time it changes is if your bias changes. Which is not that often. Always keep it simple, guys. We also had the gold setup, actually. Let's cover that quickly. The speediest internet in the world. So last week we had bullish and we were looking to go long from here into the high, and we play this and you'll see that price action ran to the target high first, which happens, but we hit our target. That's the main thing. I always say, if you have a target, you want price to go long, for example, if you're then expecting it to come back down to give you an entry, you're pretty much expecting it to go against what you've already predicted it do. So you're going against your own directional bias. Here's the same thing. We're looking for it to come into the lows and go long. Come into the lows. You know what we're looking for now. Yeah. Right now, no entry has been given. This is some funky ass beat. This would do. So we're just looking for those setups to come. So if we go over to gold here, this was the... Oh, I actually need to mark that. Here, that was your entry point. Stop goes below the low. target where? Well, you'd be targeting the nearest high, so you'd be targeting here. So that gives you a 9.2R. But no trade tapped in, so I actually need to fill that out. How have I missed that already? Total. Oh. Total. I don't know why I'm trying to hold something and type at the same time. Total trades. 1. No entry. Beautiful. And you're going to see this a lot, but don't be discouraged by the fact that trades don't give you entries. You should be encouraged by the fact they go in your favor without tapping you in. So oil gave a beautiful run from the lows. We spoke about this last week. But it hasn't given another setup since. It's just been consistently running highs. So remember, guys, all of you that are in here right now, if you haven't already, head down to the description, hit the link for the Discord, join the Discord. If you need backtesting software, get yourself backtesting software. Again, it's completely free. If you choose to make a purchase, that's up to you. Backtesting software is essential when it comes to be able to provide yourself confidence over a long period of time. You will never ever be able to avoid mathematical probability in the markets. The market is literally powered by numbers. So having the mathematical probability and the understanding of a setup behind you is going to be worth its weight in gold. It's also going to stop you from entering trades that aren't valid in terms of a systematic edge within the market. So remember, guys, if you haven't already hit that like button, I appreciate it if you show us some love. If you know somebody that may be interested in learning the system that we teach, then of course, share the stream. If you are learning the system yourself and you have questions, ask them. If you haven't watched the Keep It Simple series already, then make sure you do. All of these things are a key part to your journey for you becoming consistent in your analysis and overall being confident in the trades that you take. Not once will you ever hear me second guess a setup in this stream. I will frankly tell you, yes, that worked, or yes, that was an entry, or yes, that was a stop loss. I don't really care what the individual outcome of a trade is, and that's because we know long-term data tells us the outcome of the system. The outcome of the system is going to allow you to separate yourself from the outcome of a singular trade. Today could be that day that you separate yourself from the percentage. Or it could be the day you continue doing the same thing you've been doing up until now. That is on you. Right, what is the time? Let's have a look. 10 to 1. 10 to 1 is the time. I don't know why I'm looking at my watch when I literally have a clock on my computer screen and I can just look at the time on the chart. It tells me bottom right. So let's get a head count in here. How many people we got in here right now? 11. 11 people. Can we get 11 likes? One for each person. That's the question we have. So who in here is on LinkedIn? If you're on LinkedIn, let me know. I'll give you a follow. I'll give you a follow. I'll say hi. I'll say hello. I'll say goodbye. I'm always happy to connect. Oh, guys, I've also made the decision. I think I'm going to swap to Apple for the first time in my life. I'm going to move away from Android and I'm going to swap to Apple. I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to do it. Is there a place where I can learn to navigate in Discord? I've tried and I have a real struggle. I've signed with you and I keep saying... You claim account? Bill, what's going on, my friend? Is there a place where I can learn to navigate in Discord? I've tried and I have a real struggle. Claim account. You've signed with me? As in you're in the Discord, right? So I can give you a little bit of a view on Discord. Let me bear with me and I'll show you. So I will go to here and I'll do view as member. Awesome. Let me see. 1 second, guys. Bear with me. We'll do screen 2. Okay. We'll drag this across the screen 2. Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to open this up. 1 second. Bear with me. I need to oil my goddamn chair. Right. Okay. So, Bill, please correct me if I'm wrong. But you're having trouble understanding the way that Discord works, right? Also, what's your Discord name? That could help me because then I can add you in the server. But here, let's go. Okay. So this is Pip Surfing Society's rules page, okay, which you're going to be greeted with when you join the Discord server. So this goes for everyone. If you haven't already joined the Discord, then you should. Now, when you join, it's going to give you the rules, announcements, start trading, right? BNK. Okay, let me find you 1 second. You'll be on here somewhere. Yeah, this is you, right? BNK, green. These are people joining. So I've given you the members role, but it's very, very easy, okay? Now, all you need to do is look at these side. Now, I'll change back. Sorry, 1 second. I'll change back to here. Now, look at the side menu here. These are individual channels. When you click on them, there's going to be information inside the channels. Now, some of them are going to be locked. For example, like here. These are locked because they're for VIPs only. Group mentoring, so on. There's going to be some that are open. So floor 2, floor 1, Q&A stage. You can click on these and you can join and talk in voice within there. Same as the chill lounge. If you're just chilling, you can jump in there. You can talk to people. It's also going to be the mentor zone, which has free setups. When you click on here, you're going to see all of the setups that I post for free that you can just follow along. All right. In the public chat, excuse me, this is going to be where our members post. You can see Andre. Sorry. Andre, he's off to climb Kilimanjaro. Doing some updates in there. And then there's a couple of text that you can't see underneath. You've got your Forex chat where it's predominantly about Forex rather than anything else. You see my beautiful face and the thumbnail of the video. We built an indicator. You can see some of our other members posting some things. Just general bits and bobs, right? Then we have trade setups, which is going to be where our members, including yourself, post trades that you're looking at or that you've taken. Trade template, this is how we ask for your trades to be laid out. VIP setups, this hasn't been used for a long time, but it's for VIPs to post their setups in. Then we've got our major news channel. So you can look at what news is coming for the day, courtesy of Nick, who posts that. We've got ebooks, where we have a huge collection of ebooks posted by a load of varied members in the community. We've got the Gemini indicator. You can learn the Gemini indicator. You can get it off of TradingView, so on. Gemini test data to back up that indicator, and there is so much here, like so much. So much. Some would say too much, maybe. But there's a lot of data there. You can go and look, and that backs up the Gemini indicator. And I encourage you guys to actively put in the time to do the same for Orion. We also have Learn SE, and this is about the SE trading system, which stands for sweep entry, but it's using the sessions. So, for example, you can see here I break down the step-by-step how to use it, and there's also a video how to use it. And then we have our weekly charts, which is just our Sunday markups for TradingView. Screensavers, made by yours truly, once they decide to load. Just you can see I actually have this one currently as my wallpaper. Look, when it decides to load. See? My wallpaper right now. So again, just little things in there. And then at the bottom here we've got George Trades, which is one of our more advanced team members, and then we also have Shane, who posts trades in there as well. Then we have a contact staff button and report scams. Apart from that, that's all there is to it. Just have a little click around, try and send some messages. I'll tag you right now in the public chat. There you go. And I'll say welcome, and you should be able to see that message and respond to that. Oh, at the bottom of my screen it tells me I have to claim account. When I do it, it says already registered. Yeah, I don't know about that, unfortunately. I always think the best thing to do is just create a new one. If it's giving you problems, just create a new one. Obviously, I'm not an advisor for Discord. I don't know. There's probably a really easy fix to it. I don't really know. So I don't want to advise you too much, but if it was me and you're having trouble with it, probably just make a new one. But I added you and said welcome. So again, for anyone that wants to join, feel free. Oh, actually, while I'm thinking about it, I'll show you quickly. I'll show you guys all the content and stuff that I can see that you can't see. So for our VIPs, we have, and we also have our broker, like the broker area, get funded, and FX replay as well. So in other words, delete the account and restart. I mean, you can. It's completely up to you if you want to. If it's giving you problems, obviously if it's just a notification, then just whatever, just leave it. But you have the YouTube content. This is, again, what the VIPs see. Then we've got our VIP timeline. No, actually, I'll collapse that. We've got our VIP timeline where we post daily updates on the VIP pairs, which are all of the major pairs. We'll tell you where the setups are, like here. See, I told you guys about this one earlier. UCF, UJ, GJ. And then we have a socials tab. And I think that's it. But you obviously gain access to the VIP trading floors. So VIP only webinars, VIP only group sessions, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, lots of cool things in there. If you haven't joined the Discord already, it's well worth a join. Remember, guys, we've got alerts set on all of our pairs. So if there was any setups, we would know. Right now, there isn't. But if you want to get your hands on the money in, money out indicator, you can. Just use the link down below, visit the store, and you can get access to it for whatever length of time you see fit. Okay, so it is 1 p.m. And I think that wraps things up. Of course, Bill, no problems at all, my friend. I'm always happy to help. And like I say, just give me an @ in the Discord if you do want any help. Best thing to do is probably just look on the internet. Or like I say, just make a new account or something along those lines, you know. But if it's not causing you a big problem, then just leave it as is, I suppose. But yeah, thank you very much for everyone for joining me. We've actually had consistent double figures in this stream, so I do appreciate you all massively. But remember, guys, the Orion trading system can be learnt through the Keep It Simple series and through these live streams. We're going to be making some new content on Orion very soon, so make sure you stay tuned by hitting that subscribe button and the bell notification. I will see you all in the Discord later on this afternoon. Much love to every single one of you. Hope you're having a great rest of your day. Stick to your rules, stick to your plan, and always follow Orion, guys. I'll see you all very soon. Peace and love. Catch you in tomorrow's stream or later on in the Discord. Ciao for now.